Hello everyone and welcome back to CU SMP. Last episode we made this into a structure behind me that I'm still quite happy with. I think it looks quite nice, and we've got the villagers in there jumping. And they're jumping a lot. And it's kind of annoying me because if I accidentally say flip these trapdoors, they have a chance of jumping out. So really what would be great is if you could glue their feet to the ground. We can't do that in this game, so we have to do the next best thing, which is just make the floor really sticky with honey so they can't jump instead. So they can still walk around, but you won't be able to jump. So with that in mind, I think our first plan for today is going to be building a honey farm. And I believe in here we already have 3 bees nests with some bees in them. I feel like we probably want some more. Let's head out now and find some bees nests. Okay, so now I've got a few more bees nests, plus these 3 we've got here. So that's a decent amount to start. How many is that? So that's 7 bees nests in total, which should be a good start. I can always make some hives later once we start getting honeycomb. We can breed up the bees. And speaking of breed up the bees, we could use some of these poppies. We may as well grab all this iron while we're here as well, you know. So this may be overkill on the poppy front, but it'll definitely help. Okay, now this should be just about everything we need to create this little farm. So let's get started, shall we? So here we have our mostly finished bee farm with very few bees in it. If you saw the time-lapse at the end there, I managed to let a whole bunch loose and they attacked me. So that's not great. I'll have to breed them up with these flowers in a minute. The other thing I do is fill all these dispensers out and these hoppers with bottles. And now this is not going to be enough what I've got so far. That's going to get me basically nowhere. So I think I probably need to go and collect a whole bunch of sand to make loads of glass. Let's go and do that now. Oh my goodness. You see this hotbar slot here? That's what my netherite shovel was. I wasn't paying attention to its durability. I was just paying attention to how much sand I had. And now it's gone. Now I know what I'm doing for the rest of this episode. I'm gonna go get some more netherite. Look, actually good news. Looks like in my ender chest I have 2 netherite ingots in here from previous trips. And I also have an upgrade template that I can duplicate. So we can probably make a new shovel right now. And in fact, maybe we'll upgrade this axe while we're at it as well. Okay. Seriously? Seriously? There we go. Fix my mistake. Used up all my levels to do so, but we've got a shovel back. Okay, now that we've got our shovel repaired, I think next one I do is probably get these bees spread up a bit. And right now they're not in here, but that's fine. I want to create like a little airlock system, basically. like so. So I can go in and breed the bees without risk of them like getting out or something like last time. So I'm just gonna build up this little airlock like so, just like that, so we can go in here, in here, in here, closing these up, and we can get into where the bees are. Perfect. And I'd also like to add probably back here an access system to the redstone. So I want to be able to get back here to access all this if needed. So I can access all these dispensers back here and all that. I've also got down here access to a button to manually cycle them if needed. There you go. Now we have our little bee airlock and maintenance room set up. Now we just need to get all the bottles in the hoppers and dispensers, which requires all this glass I've been smelting up. So let's grab some of this and turn them all into glass bottles. Now to keep this simple for now, I'm just gonna have all of these run on bottles and not be, so it's just a honey farm, not a honeycomb farm as well. Let's breed up some of these bees, shall we? Is that here? Hello. We're gonna breed, yeah, they bred. And then I close the door and I wait for some more bees to come out and we breed them and we repeat the process. Oh, speaking of which, they all went out. They all went out. Okay, you guys, you can't, no, you can't get out. This is your home. Okay, so now I've filled the bottles in, I reckon I'm just going to give you guys a quick tour of how the farm actually works. So underneath this mud here, we have a line of hoppers that come here, which basically just pick up all the bottles that, or honey bottles that pop out. Both bottles and the honey bottles will pop out of here because whenever a state updates by bees leaving or entering or honey levels increasing, not just the full, the observers will trigger, which will therefore trigger the dispensers. So you'll also get regular bottles here. And there we go. Here is an item filter. Oh, not there. There's the item filter. Here we have an item filter with sticks that are renamed to keep them from picking up any more. That just means that glass bottles will drop down here to be recycled in here. Hello. Sorry, I've been destroying your wheat field. We get the bottles go through there. Everything else gets collected here. As you can see, we've almost got 2 lots of 16 honey bottles that I can turn into honey blocks. I was going to autocraft this, but I've just not had the time to work out that system yet, so that's a future addition to then send the old bottles back through the system again. Now if we head through our little airlock system here, that's just a whole bunch of trapdoors. We don't need to go away through there, that's so we can breed up the bees, but in here is access to the redstone. So as you've already seen, I've got a button here to activate this redstone. This redstone is activated by either the observers looking at the hives, which are on the other side of this stone here that these dispensers are looking into, and they will trigger this, or this button triggers it, which then triggers these observers to go off, powering the dispensers that, as you can see, are all filled up with the glass bottles. In each of the hoppers that go into them are glass bottles and more stacks, just so I don't need as many glass bottles in. And there's a top hopper line where the bottles get recycled and go across, and if any of the dispensers shoot out bottles, then they will be replenished from here, which then the bottles travelling across here will get picked up by if there's spaces here. And I have spare ones just sitting here because I crafted more than I needed. And down here we can see we've got the redstone for the item filter, and we have the hopper line coming through that then goes into a item dropper elevator, goes into that with a simple clock system here that whenever there's something in this dropper, it's just going to continuously cycle to shoot them all up and out. And that's basically the redstone. It's quite a simple project, although it took me probably longer than I'd care to admit to try and get that all working. And now we have a functional honey farm. And I'm going to take these and turn them into 7 locks of honey. The glass bottles can go in here and get filtered out so they don't go in here and go back into the system. Now I also want to grab while I'm here is just a handful of wool. I'll just grab, it can be any colours, I need to dye anyway. Let's grab some wool blocks, turn those into carpets. Okay, now we have the honey and the grey carpet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 blocks here. So now here comes the interesting part. How do I do this without them falling in? You got to have fun messing with villager pathfinding. Okay. Now it's this one block, get off it. Thank you. And I'll also give you one in here. No one's gonna see that, so I don't need to cover that green carpet. Can you not place a door on honey? Because it's not a full block. Okay, I can't place a door on honey, so that will have to stay as stone. We just place a door there. And then we just place the carpet. If you could kindly move, sir. Kindly move. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, now it's gonna be worse trades for. It was not intentional. I'm gonna. Sorry, buddy. No, keep that door closed. I'm sorry. He'll get over it. This guy's still fine. I don't know why he's. Oh, they've set to this door now because they want to go in there because there's not honey there. No, they won't be jumping up and down the whole time. So I think that's been a good investment. And can you keep this door closed, mate? Were you born in a barn? Yeah, you're still mad at me. But anyway, I think that is going to do for this episode. I know it's been a bit of a shorter episode, and I'm sorry for that. And that kind of brings me on to the future of this series. I really enjoy making CU SMP content, and I hope to keep doing that in the future, but it can take a little while for me to get a proper episode done. And if I want to keep a regular upload schedule, and also do proper big projects opposed to this small honey farm taking an entire episode, then I need more time to work on it, and currently with stuff going on in real life, I just don't have that time. So I'm going to focus more on my hardcore one biome content. If you've not seen that, the first episode is already out, and I really enjoyed making that, and it doesn't take too long for me to record, as basically anything is content there. I'm doing things in much more early game style. I'm not having to build big impressive structures every single episode, and I can just kind of play around a bit more and experiment and have fun, rather than having the pressure of I need to get a certain project done for an episode every other week. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on this channel for now. I will come back to this space. I want to get it done, and I will one day have it complete. So that's the plan, that we'll be taking a bit of a break from CU SMP while real life workload is quite high, and then we'll come back to it probably around Christmas time for a few more episodes. So thank you everyone for watching this series so far, and I hope you enjoyed. Sorry this was a shorter and a bit of a weird episode, but I hope you enjoyed it either way, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye everyone!